Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. It is that time again, and we are on live. Going to be doing a book review today for one of my favorite books, and a book that's really contributed a lot to my sense of gratitude and sense of love, and that is The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. If you have not got a hold of some of the classics by Og Mandino, I would strongly suggest it just in many areas of your life, but specifically inside of this Greatest Salesman in the World, there are some scrolls, is what they're called in there, basically affirmations that are 2 or 3 pages long that are you can use as really like a meditation, a guided meditation of how you want to show up and how you good principles to live your life by, good characteristics to adopt. And I'm going to kind of introduce all 10 of them, but I'm going to read one of them completely because it's the one that helped me really shift my mindset from a state of fear, scarcity, judgment, and shift that into a lot of love, gratitude, abundance. Okay, why is that important? I think this is something that often gets overlooked, the importance of gratitude. And we all hear about it, and we could probably all give a sermon about gratitude, but then the question comes, how often are we actually living in gratitude? And what does that mean to live in gratitude versus just to be grateful for a specific thing? I'm going to talk a little bit about prayer because I think prayer is very connected to this. But let's just jump right into prayer. You know, what is prayer and how do you see it working in your life? Now, if you ask most people that question, they see prayer as they kneel down or they sit there or whatever, they focus on, they meditate on positive things that they're looking for in their future. Maybe they're asking for blessings. Maybe they're asking for health for themselves or a family member. Maybe they're praying for support and an emotional solace for somebody. But essentially, prayer is when you're approaching your higher self, a deity, something of that nature, seeking a blessing. That's how a lot of people have traditionally understood prayers. If you listen to people pray, whether in a religious sense or at family time or saying grace over their meal, whatever it is, and when you listen to them pray, pay very close attention to what are they saying. Are they doing a lot more asking than they are saying, I'm grateful for, and just prayers of gratitude? So that's the first thing, but it really goes deeper than that. I want to go one layer deeper to that as far as, like, in my mind, what prayer is. Now, I think there's a verbal discussion about maybe the formal setting where we're meditating or we're praying, we're stating what we want, what we need, these things in that prayer. But then where does your prayer actually begin? And my argument would say that your prayer actually begins when you say amen, and then you have to go do those things. You have to go live worthy with an expectation and faith that what you just prayed about is actually going to come to pass. And that's where prayer is a lot more of an action and fulfilling your desires than the actual stating of them. The stating of them is important because you need to state what you're looking for. Now, I can say a prayer in 2 different ways. I can say, hey, please help me to have greater income. Please help me to have a better relationship with my wife. Please help me to be a better father. Please help me to be a better son. Please help me to be a better sibling, brother, or sister if you're a woman, right? We can pray for these things and asking for help. Please help me to look for the needs of others and serve others. Or we can say, I'm grateful for the opportunity to do these things. I'm grateful when I act on these, the feeling that I get. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that I'm able to show up as a great husband and father. I'm grateful that I'm able to show up as a great son. I'm grateful that I'm able to show up 100% committed to providing for my family, and just entirely shift the whole conversation from, can I please have this, or I need this thing, to I'm grateful for this thing. And when we start to pray in a manner of gratitude and thankfulness, what it does in our minds is it shifts our minds to a state of, wow, I've already achieved this. What would that feel like? What would that look like? What would that taste like? What would that smell like if I've already achieved this existence? Once we begin to live inside of that existence, that we're actually living in a position of gratitude, well, then when we go out and do our daily activities, we've already primed our mind to recognize and view things from a position of gratitude. We've already primed our mind to act in a way that's consistent with how we've just stated vocally that we're going to show up. And that's the blessing of self-affirmation. That's the blessing of understanding perspective and purpose in life, is once you identify your identity, you know exactly who you are and who you want to become, then you can construct these self-affirmations around that to support a belief that you are already living in that existence. And as you begin to believe that more and more, then your actions become consistent with who you believe you are. That's a little bit of a mind bender, but please go back and re-listen to it, maybe the last 30 seconds to a minute, until it really clicks inside your soul that you get the opportunity every morning to create your existence, if you're willing to be intentional about it. Now, when it comes to the book review and the greatest salesman in the world, that's what I love about this book. The first probably half of it is a nice short story about an apprentice salesman who's learning from the best salesman in the world, and he's being taught how to become a better salesman. Now, you might think, well, how does that apply to my life? I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I'm a working dad who goes and works for a corporation, or works for myself, whatever that is. I'm not really a salesman. I don't like salesmen. I don't like these things. Well, if you really want to reframe your mind about what a good salesman is, definitely grab this book. Or if you're like, what does the definition of salesman mean? Okay, because I'm going to share with you something that's super crucial for anybody who is honestly good at selling and has the best intentions at heart. Now, that being said, it's my belief that everybody is a salesman. Everybody has to sell themselves to somebody. When you got married, you had to sell your spouse on marrying you. When you are especially negotiating with children, dude, if you're not good at selling your reason for doing something and your perspective in some manner, whether that's by punishment or by reward, it doesn't matter, but you have to basically convince that toddler or that child that they have to obey your rules. And you do that by selling them on the idea that obeying the rules is better than not obeying the rules. Okay. And so when you think of, I'm not a great salesman, I would differ. I think specifically mothers are the best salesmen ever out there, right? They have negotiated with the toughest negotiators on planet Earth, and that is toddlers. And if you can understand that and understand that level of reasoning, then you can pretty much become successful in any area where marketing is an important aspect of that. And I believe that everything that we do in life is important to learn how to market. So I want you to go get this book and read it, but I will share the concepts of each of the 10 scrolls, the concept of the idea, and then I'm going to read one scroll that has changed my life the most. And so the concept is that you have these 10 daily scrolls, and that you would read every scroll morning, lunchtime, and before you go to bed. You would read the scroll every day for 30 days. Once you've read it for 30 days, then you'd move on to the next scroll. So you wouldn't actually be done with the scrolls challenge, as I like to call it, for 10 months if you did it completely, properly, religiously. Okay. So the first one is basically saying, today I begin a new life, right? We're going to get rid of the old us and begin a new life. The next one, which is one I'm actually going to a little more depth on here in a second, but I will greet this day with love in my heart. The next one is, I will persist until I succeed. And then, I am nature's greatest miracle. I will live this day as if it were my last. Today, I will be a master of my emotions. Man, we could all use that. I just spent all of last week's podcasts were all on mastering our emotions. So if you want to get more depth into a short 2 or 3 page affirmation to help you step into emotional mastery. That's a great one. Next one is I will laugh at the world, meaning I'm not going to get down at just little things that happen in life. The next one, scroll marked 8, is today I will multiply my value 100-fold. Notice it didn't say I will increase my income 100-fold. It's because that's self-focused. That's what am I going to get out of it? But it says I will multiply my value 100-fold, which means I'm going to add 100 times more value to my society, to my family, to my religion, whatever it is. I'm going to add 100 times value to others, right? Now, as that happens, you're obviously going to increase your income, but it's important to know where the focus is. Scroll mark 9, my dreams are worthless. My plans are dust. My goals are impossible. They're all of no value. They are useless unless they are followed by action, right? And that's why I started this out with prayer. We can have all these goals. We can say, hey, I want this. I'm working towards this. But if we're not willing to go out and act and actually bring those to pass and live a life that's in accordance with receiving that into our life, we just aren't going to get it. And so it's important to understand that we have to be acting on our desires, not just sitting there desiring them. And then, of course, the last scroll mark 10 is all about faith and how we're going to live a life of faith. Being that this week is Thanksgiving, I wanted to share the scroll that has helped me the most in living in a position of love. Now, I know many of you guys are stay-at-home moms. I know many of you guys are working fathers, and often when you come home and you get reunited with your spouses, it can be a little bit tense because both of you feel like you've just sacrificed your whole day, your whole life for the family, and you guys are drained, right? The end, bottom of the bucket. And then a lot of times you come together and you both have needs that haven't been met yet that really need to be met by each other. But whoever makes the first demand feels like the enemy, and then it just becomes this little teeter-totter battle about who gets their needs met first. And this really changed my whole perspective about selfishness. It changed my whole perspective about how I can show up better for my family and for those around me, especially in business, especially for my clients. How can I be more committed, and how can I communicate better to my clients? This entirely changed that, because we all are in these negotiations about, I need you to feel what I'm feeling so you can act in a way that I think you should act. Whether that's with our children, our spouses, our business partners, our clients. I mean, the list goes on, but we're always in negotiation trying to get somebody else to believe or do or act the way we think that they should do, be, or act. And so then, so this is scroll marked 2, the second one, and it says, I will greet this day with love in my heart, for this is the greatest secret of success in all ventures. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. And until I master this art, I will remain no more than a peddler in the marketplace. And your marketplace can be whatever it is. This is just a little side note, but your marketplace can be the home, it can be business, it can be religion. It doesn't matter what it is. What feeling are you trying to get across to the world? What's your passion? And if you're not communicating that passion out of love, then you're just going to be an average nobody who isn't really getting their message out there. So it says, I will make love my greatest weapon, and none on whom I call can defend against its force. My reasoning they may counter, my speech they may distrust, my apparel they may disapprove, my face they may reject, and even my bargains may cause them suspicion. Yet my love will melt all hearts, likened to the sun whose rays soften the coldest clay. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I do this? Henceforth, I will look on all things with love, and I will be born again. I will love the sun, for it warms my bones, yet I will love the rain, for it cleanses my spirit. I will love the light, for it shows me the way, yet I will love the darkness, for it shows me the stars. I will welcome happiness, for it enlarges my heart, yet I will endure sadness, for it opens my soul. I will acknowledge my reward, for they are my due, yet I will welcome my obstacles, for they are my challenge. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I speak? I will laud mine enemies, and they will become my friends. I will encourage my friends, and they will become my brothers. Always will I dig for reason to applaud, never will I scratch for excuse to gossip. When I am tempted to criticize, I will bite my tongue. When I am moved to praise, I will shout it from the roofs. Is it not so that the birds, the winds, the sea, and all of nature speak with the music of praise for their creator? Cannot I speak with the same music to his children? Henceforth, I will remember this secret, and it will change my life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I act? I will love all manners of men, for each has qualities to be admired. Even though they be hidden, with love I will tear down the walls of suspicion and hate which they have built round their hearts, and in its place I will place bridges, so that my love may enter their souls. I will love the ambitious, for they can inspire me. I will love the failures, for they can teach me. I will love the kings, for they are but human. I will love the meek, for they are divine. I will love the rich, for they are yet lonely, and I will love the poor, for there are so many. I will love the young for the faith they hold. I will love the old for the wisdom they share. I will love the beautiful for their eyes of sadness. I will love the ugly for their souls of peace. I will greet this day with love in my heart. But how will I react to the actions of others? This is the key part, right? How are we choosing to react to the situations and the things that others are throwing at us, okay? But how will I react to the actions of others? With love. For just as love is my weapon to open the hearts of men, love is also my shield to repulse the arrows of hate and the spears of anger. Adversity and discouragement will beat against my new shield and become as the softest of rain. My shield will protect me in the marketplace and sustain me when I am alone. It will lift me in moments of despair, yet it will calm me in time of exaltation. It will become stronger and more protective with its use until one day I will cast it aside and walk unencumbered among all manners of men. And when I do, my name will be raised high on the pyramids of life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I confront each whom I meet? In only one way. In silence and to myself, I will address him and say, I love you. Though spoken in silence, these words will shine in my eyes and unwrinkle my brow, bring a smile to my lips, and echo in my voice, and his heart will be opened. And who is there who will say nay to my goods when his heart feels my love? I will greet this day with love in my heart, and most of all, I will love myself. For when I do, I will zealously inspect all things which enter my body, my mind, my soul, and my heart. Never will I overindulge the requests of my flesh. Rather, I will cherish my body with cleanliness and moderation. Never will I allow my mind to be attracted to evil and despair. Rather, I will uplift it with the knowledge and wisdom of the ages. Never will I allow my soul to become complacent and satisfied. Rather, I will feed it with meditation and prayer. Never will I allow my heart to become small and bitter. Rather, I will share it, and it will grow and warm the earth. I will greet this day with love in my heart. Henceforth will I love all mankind. From this moment, all hate is let from my veins, and I have no time to hate, only time to love. From this moment, I take the first step required to become a man among men, or a woman among women. With love, I will increase my sales 100-fold, and become a great salesman. If I have no other qualities, I can succeed with love alone. Without it, I will fail, though I possess all the knowledge and skills of the world. I will greet this day with love in my heart, and I will succeed. So I read that to myself 3 times a day, every day, for a month, and it's really become part of me. I don't have it memorized per se, but that perspective and that prayer that I did 3 times a day religiously for a whole month, it's become a part of who I am. Now I can sit here knowing that I know who I am, and I also know that I can love others unconditionally. There's no hate or malice or anger with these people. There's only love for them. And the way that happens, as it said in there, is love for yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to zealously inspect all things and only indulge in things in moderation, right? So this is a great time to be thinking about that over the weekend. Our body, our flesh is going to be telling us one thing about what we need to be doing, but our minds may go and do something else, okay? That might come in the form of conversation with family members. That might come in the form of food that we choose to eat or not eat. It doesn't really matter, but what's important is, are you listening to your body? Do you know what you're going into this weekend expecting? And are you ready to go and share that gratitude and share that love unconditionally with everybody and fill the whole room. Because I promise you, if you go and approach everybody in your family with absolute love, then they are going to feel that love back. Put aside all differences, put aside all those things that have been holding you back from feeling that connection, and just step into pure love and abundance. And this weekend, it will turn out to be probably your favorite weekend and most memorable weekend with your family of your whole life, because of the amount of love that you can create and bring into this experience. And as you do that, I'm confident that others, I've been doing this in my life, others respond in kind, and then you're able to have spread that love, spread that cheer, spread that joy with those around you. So again, go pick up The Greatest Salesman in the World and read it, be religious with it, commit to the Scrolls Challenge, and let this become part of you. I just read one of them, but there's many, many more. It takes about 5 minutes on average to read the scroll. And I'm fairly confident we all have 5 minutes or 15 minutes a day to do something that's important. I had a guest on earlier in the series of podcasts, and she said, it's just like brushing your teeth. We all make time to brush our teeth every day. We all make time to go to the bathroom every day. We all make time to do showering every day. We all make time to do certain things every day. And so adding another 5-minute thing in that is going to completely change our life and our perspective, it's worth making time for that and doing it every day. And so as you do that, I've seen the change in my life. I'd be excited to hear what changes you see in your life. Please comment, rank, review, and share these on social media. So many people need to hear this message of joy and happiness that they can go out and spread that with those around them. So please share. And then as you do, comment in the notes what you got out of it, what things maybe stuck out to you, and what things you feel like you could improve on as an individual that would bless the lives of others. So I'm grateful for your time. I know that tomorrow's going to be busy with Thanksgiving. Travel safely if you guys are traveling, because the roads are getting crazy. I just was out there yesterday, and I almost just don't want to get in my car and just sit in one spot because they're too busy for me. But if you are going to be traveling, please travel safely and enjoy the holiday and enjoy the weekend. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.